Let's begin micro lesson 0.2, defining flexibility. In this micro lesson, we'll identify the student perspective about flexibility. We'll consider what makes a course experience flexible in the first place. We'll list campus level strategies related to flexibility, and then we'll determine course level strategies that increase flexibility that we can control. Last, we'll discuss benefits and trade-offs related to increasing flexibility in the first place. We're doing this because students value flexibility. It's one of their highest values when they're looking at course experiences. And we're here to support flexibility at various levels. So it's important then to understand what it means to be flexible and how that impacts teaching and learning overall. In the dictionary, flexibility has multiple versions, and we'll use the one that makes the most sense. The quality of being easily adapted or of offering many different options makes the most sense for this institute. Before we jump into specific strategies, though, let's define flexibility so we know what we're actually trying to do. What students say. Through some recent needs assessment activities that I helped conduct, students prioritize flexibility above almost anything else. The desire for greater flexibility guides their decisions about which course delivery method to choose. Having greater flexibility allows them to keep learning, a phrase we saw a lot during the pandemic. In surveys about online learning, students rank flexibility higher than any other factor when making decisions about the courses they take. So from a student perspective, what does flexibility look like? First, being able to pace themselves, speed up or slow down. They want to be able to work ahead when they know they have upcoming time conflicts, and they want to be able to go back and review materials or activities again to increase their understanding. Second, they want to be able to manage their own time around their own schedules. For example, part-time student, full-time job. Third, they want to be able to learn at home, so they can stop and start as necessary to take care of children, elderly parents, other obligations. Fourth, they want to be able to pause for brief periods to prioritize mental health or to regain their focus. Fifth, they want to be able to continue their studies even if they are unable to return to the United States from their home country. Last, they want to be able to complete coursework from a smartphone. A number of factors contribute to making a course flexible. Time, or when students participate in course activities. Space, or where students are when they engage in those course activities. Learner choice, if and how students decide their methods of participation, and tools or formats, basically how students participate in course activities. Flexibility may mean using one or more of these course delivery methods. Classroom only, with no recordings. Some sort of flipped classroom. A hybrid or hybrid flexible combination of class meetings and activities and online work. Online flexible, which is everybody's online but at different times, and online that's asynchronous only, where there are no live components. This wide variety of methods is just a spectrum, and we all fall on it somewhere. Flexibility may also mean flexible course delivery options. Some schools are allowing students to choose if they want to learn in person, learn in real time online, or learn on their own time online. In other cases, the schools are deciding when students will be in a classroom or online to reduce campus population density, to restrict classroom occupancy, to create opportunities for cleaning classroom spaces, or for other reasons. Strategies to do these things include using hybrid courses, such as Tuesday, the whole class is in person, Thursday, they're online. Or splitting classes into alternating cohorts. Tuesday, group A is in person and group B is online. On Thursday, we switch. Or splitting classes into accelerated cohorts. 8 weeks at a fast pace for group A, 8 weeks at a fast pace for group B. Last, we might be asking students to sign up for limited in-person seating. First come, first serve. Any of these options may be happening at your campus. Throughout the Institute, we'll focus on the aspects of your course experience that you can control to provide flexibility. For example, once students are in your course, flexibility could mean flexible due dates, giving more time to complete assignments or learning tasks. Flexible start dates, allowing students to access modules early. In later modules, we'll talk about flexible submission formats, flexible communication strategies, and flexible participation options. Increasing flexibility may mean we need more time. More time to explain multiple pathways to complete a learning task, more time to conduct an activity in multiple environments, more time to check students' progress, and so on. Some of you may be saying, I already have a ton of material to cover, and I can't afford to give up very much time for this. We'll discuss how we can balance covering material with making sure our students are generating evidence of learning. We also could compare creating flexible course experiences to camping. If you are backpacking in the wilderness, you have to limit what you can carry and streamline the experience. You can only go as far as your feet will take you. You have to bring a camping stove, store your food in a bear bag, high up somewhere in the trees. Some people weigh their pack before they go to set reasonable limits. Preparation goes a long way. If you're car camping, you still have to set up a tent, but you have fewer limitations. You can go farther distances as long as you can park near a campsite that has a bear box and a grill. You may ask family or friends to join you, and you can bring those just in case items. If you're glamping, which is a combination of the word glamour and camping, someone else is there to support you throughout the experience. They set up the tent, they make the food, they clear the dishes. You don't have to change many habits. Depending on how far you feel you have to go and how much support you feel you have along the way, gauge your expected efforts and plan accordingly. Your classroom is your campsite. Is your campus outfitting classrooms flexible learning? Are you scheduled to be in one? Will your campus have staff available during class time to address technology challenges right away? Can you schedule time with them to practice switching between classroom and online technologies? All these questions help you determine which category you fall in. Some of you are considering hybrid flexible or high flex course delivery. If you are, I strongly recommend the open access book by my San Francisco State colleague, Dr. Brian Beatty. Whether or not you're considering the high flex approach, I really like how Brian starts with some core values: learner choice, equivalence, accessibility, and reusability. Even if you or your campus are not giving students the same degree of choice, let's make sure that we're providing equivalent opportunities to reach the learning outcomes and that we provide accessible materials and experiences. The value of reusability is also going to be important for reducing our workload. We want to avoid creating multiple versions of course activities or course materials as much as possible. We'll be using several of these strategies to make your institute experience more flexible. Now that we've operationally defined flexibility, let's move to microlesson 0.3 to see how we'll complete modules throughout this institute.